Hey, what's up guys? It's Big Dan here from onlybychoice.com, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing one of the things that I learned from Mr. Miyagi from the Karate Kid movies that really helped me change my life, especially when I find myself getting out of focus. Now, this simple but powerful technique can really help you if you find yourself struggling with a lot of problems and you can't get out of your head. Now, I'm not going to be teaching you how to do the crane kick. If you want to learn how to do that, go take up karate. Not my forte, but with that being that, let's get on with it. So in the Karate Kid movie number 2, there's a scene where the movie's main protagonist, Daniel, goes to visit his mentor, Mr. Miyagi. Now, coincidentally, whenever Daniel seems to have a problem, Mr. Miyagi always seems to have some form of work for him to do, and in this case, he happens to be doing some renovations to the back of his house, which he then gets Daniel to do some of it for him. Now, Daniel picks up a hammer and a nail and he goes to bang it into a piece of wood, and he just stops and he says to Mr. Miyagi, like, look, I just can't do this right now. I've got 101 things on my mind and I really feel that my life is out of focus. And so Mr. Miyagi goes and stands next to Daniel and he says, Daniel, son, whenever you find your life is getting out of focus, always return to the basics of life. And he makes this position with his hands, and Daniel sarcastically responds, praying, where Mr. Miyagi says, breathing. No breath, no life. Now, for those of you that have seen the movie, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, but for those of you that haven't, then I'm going to paint you a picture of what Mr. Miyagi was doing. He basically takes his hands together and he says, take a deep breath in through your nose. And breathe out through your mouth. Breathe in through your nose. And breathe out. And so on and so on. Now, I know exactly what you're probably thinking right now. And you're thinking, how the fuck is this going to help me, Dan? I already know how to breathe. Now, to that I'm going to say, if you ever find yourself feeling stressed or worried or anxious or upset, chances are that you're not breathing correctly. In fact, you're probably breathing into your chest, which is activating your sympathetic nervous system. Now, what this does is it speeds up your heart rate and it's responsible for activating your fight or flight response. Now, what we want to focus on is taking a deep breath into our belly, and that's going to activate our parasympathetic nervous system. Now, what that does is it slowly lowers your heart rate, it relaxes your muscles, it gets you out of your head so you can realign with your heart and your soul. Now, I'm also going to break down exactly what Mr. Miyagi was doing with his hands. So from a religious perspective, you could view this as being someone who's praying. From a spiritual perspective, you could possibly see this as being an antenna of yourself, which you're using to amplify your own energetic frequencies and vibrations and connecting to the universe on a whole deeper level. However you want to do this, that's up to you. But if you visualize yourself taking a deep breath in, imagine all the universal energies of abundance, of love, light, and positivity coming down into you. As you take a deep breath out, imagine yourself letting go of all the worries, the fears, the hatred, the problems that you have. Let the universe recycle that shit. Just take a few rounds of this deep breathing technique and I guarantee it will change your life. This is something that I do personally on a daily basis, and it's been a big game changer for me. So if you find yourself feeling a little awkward doing this technique out in public, then just visualize yourself doing it in your mind. You don't need to do it. All you're doing is focusing on the breathing. And for those of you that don't really care about other people's opinions, go ahead and do your thing. It's a great conversation starter, trust me. And if you really found this video helpful, let me know down below. I'd love to know how you guys get on with this. And as always, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Only by choice.